go. Ooh, let's see
Say,
if I
friend, there's a bunch of temp. How can I help you? You found it! Quickly, dig it up and bring it back to me at my camp. Well done indeed. How can I help you?
Alright, that's done.
The limited time rewards have ended. You can still seek out artifacts, but only for the standard payout.
Ooh, excuse me, Jesus. What am I doing? Oh, that's right. We're doing this bullshit. Tombstone has been knocked over and earth before disturbed. So this is where poor Leovan now lies. What's the meaning of this? Not only is her grave defiled, her body's gone. Who could have done this? Oh no, could it have been Edda? The more I think about it, the more it makes, well, I was going to say sense, but gods. I'll try to explain. To the rest of us, our little party of four was but a means to riches and glory, such things as ventures to seek. But to Edda, it was her life. She blamed herself for Avere's death. To our shame, we agreed with her, though we knew full well that we were all to blame. And then we left her where she stood, with her fiancé's head for company. How could we have been so heartless? Small wonder the poor girl has been driven from her wits. But what is done is done. All we can do is admit to our mistakes and make amends the best we can. The Vare is gone, but so is Leovian. But Edda refuses to accept it. She won't let go of the past. I know not what she means to do in Tamtara, but it can lead to no good end. I will attend this wedding and try to restore her to her senses. I'd be much reassured if you could accompany me. As Avere once did, so does Edda look up to you. She may not listen to me, but she may yet heed the words of someone she admires. Failing that... No, please don't bear thinking about it. If we hurry, we need not come to that. Please meet me at Tamtara Deepcroft. Together we'll put an end to whatever madness Edda is planning. Alala fell into the Hermitage. It just so happens that fellow just like went into the Deepcroft not a minute ago. There was a young lady with him, dressed head to toe in white. Last smiles, all giggles, like a maiden on her wedding day. But your friend looked stiff as a board. Can't say him as blame though. Crypts do no strange things to the best of us. You mean to head inside as well, do you? Well, take care you don't wake the dead, eh? Well, now I've got Tamtara Deepcroft hard. You say they're in storage crates.
Your favorite?
One second, folks.
Hi, are you finished? Fighting all in. It's just too much for me. Not? Ha! I lied! Everything! Why, I've been hurt! This is far from strong as the
alone yet still armed. Humph. In any case, he seemed satisfied with the halberd. We will proceed with the delivery. This is more magnificent than I imagined. It would make a fine addition to my collection. And with that, our business is concluded. Cheers. I genuinely mean that in your case, by the way. All's well that ended well, right, Inspector? It's a shame that Greg turned out to be the thief. There you are, Inspector Braden. Why did you not wait for me by the docks? Why are you all staring at me so? Oh, never mind that. Where's my treaty blade? But didn't we just give you the treaty blade? Disguise yourself as a client and let the treaty blade come to you. Take advantage of an existing situation to distract us from the real crime. Brilliant. The man in red never spoke of the treaty blade, only the halberd. Moreover, he always issued challenges in person. Dear God, isn't it obvious? What is it like in your funny little brains? It must be so boring. The man in red did not send the challenge, then who did? I believe this is addressed to me, considering condescending Inspector Braden. Piss off. 400 years I've slept, 1,000 faces I do wear. What is yours will be mine. I shall come to claim the lapis of men's virtue. A many-faced phantom thief. Interesting. The design and the wording are the same as before. The thief who stole the treaty blade sent this. Farewell. I and I alone, Hildebrand, agent of Inquiry Inspector Extraordinaire, will once more accept your challenge. You want a challenge, huh? Stand and face me over phone. How dare you all laugh at a time like this after allowing my precious treaty blade to be stolen? And you, Maria. Well, I suppose it is a little funny, isn't it? The two of them dash into and fro, a pair of gentlemen mummers. It's been far too long since we've seen the show. We should head into the city later, just you and me. Not too bad, Hildy. Not bad at all. You are indeed a Mandeville man. Mark my face, O phantom of many faces. There's the last... This is the face of the... Fiendish like him to the fair of eight maidens' virtue. Seeds of jealousy quicken within the inspector's soul. And true love bloom on the battlefield. This Mandeville man find his Mandeville wife. Hey, what's that? What's with the goggles those men are wearing? They look special. If asked nicely, they'll give me a pair. I guess we'll find out next time.
Well and true, friend Jordan.
Joel on true, friend Ben. Bob.
There we go. Alright, why can't I hear you?
Alright, what am I doing instead? We're not doing this anymore. Alright, we'll go back and finish picking this stuff up. Oh, friend Bob is here. It's time to head back towards Old Da instead. Oh, that's a fancy ass car.
Darling.
Yes.
Take two.
Yep, I can hear you
All
here.
untrue, etc.
Jolan True Friend, Bob.
Aha. Wonderful. Thank you. All right.
Do-do-do-do-do. Sneaking into Old Town. Well, it's not really sneaking, is it? Just walking in through the gate.
Hey, what have you got to be sneaking about?
I don't know. It's a very good question.
I am up in the weeds
Up in the weeds.
in combat with the login boss.
Oh. Dastardly, dastardly login boss.
Right? Did you claim your Strange New Worlds uniform?
I did indeed claim my Strange New Worlds uniform.
Totally claimed mine too. I'm so fucking excited. Now all I need is the Strange New World ship, and I'm good.
Yep.
Maybe some Strange New Worlds weapons, maybe?
I don't know if the Strange New World... I don't know if there are any real Strange New Worlds weapons. I know, the ship is a carrier?
Say that again?
I think the Strange New Worlds Connie is a carrier.
Yes, that's why I want it. Fly carriers.
Oh my god, why do I have so much shit in my... that's an alarming thing to check in on. All right. Now that that's all taken care of.
Hacker voice. I am in, etc.
Yay.
So, recap. We're dealing with a whole lot of people wondering what their future is like,
Yep.
right? Like, Pippin wondering what his future holds. God bless that small, handsome devil. And Nanamo wondering what fate beholds Raoban, basically.
Indeed.
And Nanamo has come up with the stellar idea of leaving the palace on an adventure, which cannot end well.
Never does.
All right, let's talk to Nanamo.
All right, Nanamo. What do you think of Lilira, the merchant's daughter? This is the disguise I don when I wish to leave the palace and observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papashan would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I have requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life, in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Now, let us be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the gates of Nald.
That's a very polite way of saying we look worn and torn.
Yep. Alright, through these gates right here.
Yeah. What are we riding today?
Ooh, that's a good question. What should we ride today?
Just gonna stick with my chocobo. Hello, tortoise friend.
Look upon this procession of tattered tents, these refugee camps in squalor, at the mercy of the elements and Thanalan's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is, and unless blessed by the hand of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigo, and 5 since the calamity, yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me.
Your hands have been tied, Your Grace.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Because she's got that whole the whole syndicate to sort of answer to. Yes, my authority is limited, and that is an obstacle I must work to overcome. Shall I press on? I would follow the road to the unholy heir. Ugh. That's
We can fly here.
yeah. I was just trying to remember what the unholy air was before we got there. Actually, can we land on top of it? Just out of curiosity. Alas, no, we cannot. Shame. It was here, in this unholy, remarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan, when an untimely rock slide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Rauban once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I must surely craved, but I refused. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by the monetarists, we could have only brought their hirelings to justice. The true villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus did I plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price for my naivety. But I am no longer a child reciting the words with witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn of the monetarists' damnable games. Forgive my outburst. You are one of the few people to whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum.
So, let me get this clear. They don't know if a rock slide right here onto a carriage was a natural disaster or not.
Yes.
What the fuck is the carriage doing here?
Uh,
It's full of water.
I'm wondering if it looks like the road might have gone this way. Because she did say it happened when she was a child, so it could have happened before
That's true.
changes to the environment washed away whatever road was here.
That's true. That's true.
Because
there is this thing over here, right, up the other side.
yeah,
Oh wait, we're going back to the palace, right?
yep.
Just fucking go there.
Oh, that's the wrong port incoming.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are signs that that the road might have gone that way, and it has since fallen out of use to go that way and to cut through the cliffside, which appears to be surrounded by antlions. So
we have, I'm thinking Arby's here. That's a familiar name.
mhm.
The one that I'm not too happy about is Snuff Bait. That's not a great name.
Mad Cake Black, dressed all in white, I'd like to point out.
Interesting. Mad Cake Black feels like a play on Malachi Black from the wrestling. What have we got out here? Tickle Finger,
Mini Llama.
Wilco, etc.
Nick Sariana seems like a familiar name. Why do I recognize that name?
Jordan.
What?
It's no strong donkulus, but it is big gumbo.
very appreciative of the name.
Right, now where are we actually going?
The Colosseum.
Which is where? Gladiators Guild, I would assume.
Yep. This way.
So,
Other way.
yeah. I was going to go back to Aetheryte, but...
Oh, that works too. Well, alright, cool.
What?
Someone just says, someone that we saw near the,
You know what?
Immortal Flames spot had the name
Okay.
Sakura Daidoji, which I recognized Daidoji from Legend of the Five Rings, and I asked them if they were a fan, and now they're
Okay.
being a bit snippy with me about the spelling. Whatever. I'm just not going to talk to him. Card captor Sakura. Okay.
Wait, Nanamar.
Alright, Nanamo. From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signing and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign, and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet, one good thing did come with that ignominious chapter of my life, and that was it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Rauban. The match that I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They pitted the Bull of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I could not stand for so obvious an injustice, and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned that the gambling ring which had arranged for Rauban to die on the sands that day. Regardless,
Rauban would have ended all of them.
yeah. Regardless, my intervention meant that Rauban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did, and when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Rauban is a man of his word. It took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands. He amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat in the syndicate, and then I had my blade.
Ooh, the Echo.
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Sham. Raban!
Kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Uldar, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day.
Yeah, she's definitely not interested in him at all.
Nope.
Long live the Sultana, and long live Uldar!
Talking of her.
Alright. Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Shan's love for me is that of a grandsire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Rauben, with the authority of his syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. His was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound me.
We're back into this conversation of binding again.
Yup.
Alright, silver pieces for me, I think.
Yup.
Alright, a Sultana's duty. Nanamo seems lost in thoughts of the past. Except.
We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Sworn for long, and there are other places I would visit. To Azerneth Ossuary. No. God damn
To a
it.
graveyard?
It's where the Black Mages train.
That doesn't sound good.
Considering part of the Black Mage class quest is bind a demon. Or no, sorry, one of them is possessed by a demon. And then you bind him. Alright, talking to Nanamo.
Yep.
When the calamity threatened, Rauben led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Katano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louis Sois will have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here, I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I'm to be a Sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I've chosen my path. With Ala Mhigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already, many displaced Ala Mhigans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I've made a small contribution, an artisan school in Rogger's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time, the Ul'dah Treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds, of course, is another question.
Well, the Syndicate's just going to try and talk her out of it.
Right. So one who
So the
employs...
second one?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
Why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? A wise suggestion. Mayhap a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Mandeville?
Nope. Even though several people have told me I should be. Apparently his quest line's quite funny or something. I don't know.
It's okay. Then I need not explain his eccentric nature. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer.
Oh, interesting.
You have a different...
We have different text. Yeah. So you finish yours, and then I'll read mine.
Godbert should be only too glad to receive us.
Because I don't know who Godbert is. He says, well, he's a most generous man. If something of an eccentric, let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should only be too glad to receive us.
Interesting. Alright. Airship landing. Whee!
You go to the airship landing, or is there a special one for the Gold Saucer?
No, you can just go to the air... Well, this one's just saying go to the airship landing. But I believe that...
Oh, okay.
I believe that from there you can fly to the Gold Saucer.
This blithesome businessman doesn't look good.
Alright, Nanamo.
Talking to Nanamo.
I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this should be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess some excitement.
Oh, you poor sweet summer child.
Seek passage to the Gold Saucer.
I'm telling you, Nanamo walked in, took one look at these ladies. Okay, so first of all, so, question for you, Jordan.
What up?
Given that there are Viera in the game, is this cultural appropriation?
I do believe that now that Viera are publicly known in the world of Eorzea, I do believe this would constitute cultural appropriation.
Oh. Oh.
Oh wait.
You ran past it, my dude.
I did. I'll go do my scratcher. Gotta do my scratchers. Alright, Nanamo.
I'm talking to her.
I'd heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. No, couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Godbert would be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations.
They're called bunny girls, Nanama. Since Jordan is doing his scratchers, let's have a look at some names here. Bastian Vorst, Gladys Jones, Creedon Fuzz.
This one. No, let's go with one of the ones we don't know. Alright, no, that great came out of that for me, but whatever. Ooh, Air Force One is underway. Fuck yeah. Love that game. So, while most of the games here are sort of just like click button tests of skill and luck, the big ones are what they call gates, which are basically fates, but
games. Yeah.
So, like the Air Force One that they just announced was going on. It's kind of just a shooter on rails, shoot targets as you go by on rails type deal.
Yeah.
Couple of jumping puzzle ones.
Nice.
Where you have to navigate a maze, doing jumping puzzles.
All right.
But you get
Talking another mate.
really cool,
carry on.
You get some really cool cosmetics and stuff
Okay.
from here. I believe this is where we are to meet Lord Mandeville. Shall we sit while we wait his coming?
My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting.
No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available on such short notice.
When the Sultana herself comes calling, there is no more important engagement.
As for the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. You are aware, I'm sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might be best distributed?
The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion would suggest to me a desire of honest and unvarnished opinion, so I shall give you one. My advice to you is stop. Taxing Uldar's wealth to save Alamigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea.
You oppose my proposition?
Most emphatically, I agree with your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment. But what profit is there for Uldar in this arrangement?
Profit? After all you have done for Girabanians displaced, I thought you were the very last person to seek to benefit from their misfortune.
Forgive me, your Grace, but you appear to be labouring under a misapprehension. It's a fine endeavour to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all that we know, we will begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Uldar's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your grace's intention to foster a few new resentments, but to spread goodwill.
Indeed, then any support I pledge for the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Ul'dah.
Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create far more an equitable relationship with returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects.
You've given much to ponder, Lord Mandeville, and I will thank you for your candor.
Geronimo. A Sultana's Resolve. Can we not just call it the Sultana's Resolve? Because saying a Sultana's Resolve makes me think of the dried fruit. Nanamo appears to be reassessing her plan. Except...
Profit. The thought never even crossed my mind. But standing and lamenting in my naivety will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Adventure, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. Have we got the girl for you? If we can drag her away from her cities.
Right?
Not saying she'll come easy, but if we can get her to come at all, have we got the girl for you?
Yeah, there's this lady called you may know her, no, Dadaru. She owns half the world at this point.
Ordinarily, I would not trust any agent of the East Oldenard Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock in high esteem, I'm content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Ithroit and Ul'dah. A fair journey to you, and a swift one, if you please.
Let's be honest. He's just coming as a proxy for Tataru.
Yep. It's the only explanation.
I'll get the port.
All right. All right. Yep. Excuse me.
See this dude over here?
This little guy?
See this dude over here?
Mm-hmm.
So as I was running around this corner rather quickly, his name was truncated.
Uh
and I thought it said East Oldenar Trading Company asshole.
huh.
Yes, I would like to go through your 5-foot loading screen. Talking to Hancock. To what do I owe the pleasure? Are you here on business? I beg your pardon? Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how to invest the wealth of Uldar? My dear adventurers, I have to thank you for this recognition. I'm sure, and I am flattered that you came to me. Truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice? You could have the master. Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lalorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to fill his garderobe with gold. I should happy to arrange a meeting for you, say at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalands. The Waking Sands would seem a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Fare you well, and may your dealings prove fruitful. That was a waste of 1,000 gil. But we knew he worked for Loloritos. Why? I either would have said, no, I want your opinion, or I would have said, let's go straight to Lolorito. Like, let's head outside and port. I gotta take this phone call quick. Can you set up the port?
Yep, port's incoming. I'm sorry. For whatever reason, my BattleNet launcher popped up in front of me.
Uh-huh.
But I can get a bear that does the same thing as the Grand Trader's yak?
Yes, for real money.
But it's a cool looking bear.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny that.
Leona Lemon, Darium Fay. Sir. ¿Dónde están las ropas?
¿Dónde está el baño? Talking to Anima.
Welcome back. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? No, he did not. With Lolorito, you agreed to this. I'm well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I'd hoped to keep the monetarists at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Uldar effectively. Very well. I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go on ahead to the Waking Stands and prepare for his coming.
You need to... First thing you need to do is rephrase that.
Pray return to the Waking Sands?
Well, I was going to say stop talking about him coming. But...
Hey, at least you ported us here.
Right? Do that more, game. Alright, talking to Nanamo.
So this is where the Scions first congregated. I've heard many tales, but never had occasion to visit. To work then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
Guessing we already poured one out for Clive's hot sister, so.
Yep.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help. You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see.
No fucking way were you hiding all that under that do-rag.
But shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I am most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Fanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Indra and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Longorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Would seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the
Why did they voice this guy like the Joker?
in the establishment of new industry,
No idea.
you ask that the proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Ulda. I am impressed, your grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identify the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
I don't know what the right answer is here. we try Alagana? That's that, hey, Frary. That's the, quarry
Hey, Frary.
village.
Let's see here. Well, we already know that people don't want to work the quarry because stone is getting outdated, right? Alagiri didn't really have anything of merit. So the Saltery?
Alright, Saltery it is.
Hey.
Yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gil.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust that this Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as Your Grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
Alright, hang on. Clive's hot sister.
Oh, right, yep.
Forking the Stones. Two most important people from the Waking Sands.
Yep. Definitely not the traitor in the corner. Alright, talking to Nanamo.
I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations, but I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorita's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you. I could not have done it without you. Money?
And all you've given me is 4 silver pieces. Anyway.
It's worth
Nanamo, Nanamo. Sorry, go ahead.
worth 2,000 gil.
I mean, yes, shut up. Securing the Saltery. Nanamo is ready to move ahead with her plans.
Of course, our course is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, I would ask that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hext on your return to Alamigo. My thanks again. Together we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the peoples of Alamigo and Ul'dah both. I don't want to go to the Solar.
Going to the Solar? Why?
I did not. I made a wrong turn. How are you doing, Frary?
So is the only way to Alamigo via thingy from here, via teleport?
I think so. I don't think there's a ferry.
Right. The ferry here just takes you to
Limsa.
Limsa and Minza.
So yeah, it must be just a teleport. Alright. Here we go.
All right, talking to Elise. Adventurers, you're back. What did not? Oh, sorry. Are you allowed to talk about your audience for Sultana? So Raoban says he's going to return to Uldar, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know. But I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home.
And this plan to revitalize the sorcery does make quite a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek Lorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he is the very last person I would expect her to turn to for advice. But on a more practical note, Lise, assuming the interim government elects to accept Uldar's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal after all, and allowing Uldar to provide the entirety of the capital would afford Lorito too much control.
Honestly, Alphino, like Kugani never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss the proposal with the Saltery's residents. Whisker, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Watt thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything.
Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, adventurers? I might need you to fill in the details. Then I shall come as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful.
This would be why we didn't know about the Saltery. We've never fucking been there.
I thought this is where we came and like they popped out at us.
I quite literally just got 4,000 experience for Sorry, 30,000 experience for discovering this location.
Oh.
I think we might have come here during like a thingy, a duty or whatever. This is where we found all the parts, wasn't it? Like the bomb and
Yeah.
all of that lot. Yeah. We came here during like a spaced thing that we did. I don't even know what the right term for those is. During a quest. What manner of mischief brings you young'uns to Wyatt this time?
I want to rebuild the saltery, Grandad. Adventure, tell me about the deal.
Well, bugger me. I've never had coin or hands to put place back to how it was, but it sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. Doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to cut the buggers. The Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us.
Don't worry, Grandad. We'll take care of all that. Commander Hext has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd sign me to the block if I asked.
I'd appreciate that, Whisker, my lad. Truly I would. So, does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours?
I've been training Oi, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, adventurer? Think you would cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? Let's not waste time then. I'll see you by the lock. Whilst you are busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Walt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting.
Talking Whisker.
What then? I've got a spyglass here. If you can use it to take a closer look at these pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how I get on. Search your surroundings for yabbies. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a yabby and inspect it with a left click.
It's not letting me discover it.
Oh, bottom jaw.
Oh, I just had to click on it 8 times, apparently.
The yabby's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Oh, it looks like you found a yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Just hit it as hard as you can.
Aim for the soft underside of the head.
Vulnerable under the head, are they? Right then. Wish me luck.
Wonder if we'd given him the other instruction if he'd have died.
Probably would have been like, that's not a very useful piece of information.
True. Alright, talking to Wesker.
Thanks. I did just as you told me, and the Wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. Let's find something else. I think I can handle the Abbeys now, so should we try something different? What else is out there? Search your surroundings for...
So bad.
You remove the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a Phobad and inspect it with... the eye.
Phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the soul golem inanimate. Alright.
Ugh, a Phobad. How do I defeat one of those? Just hit it really, really hard. As hard as you can.
Destroy the core within its brow.
Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab it right between the eyes then. Not between the eyes, through the eyes. Alright, Whiskar.
Come on, game. Come on. Through that black screen, game. Alright, talking to Wesker.
It's not easy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks for the advice. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road, we should head back to the Sultry before Granddad starts to worry I've been snipped to pieces and fed to Yabby's hatchlings.
So you've returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did ya?
I fought myself after a bit of instruction from the adventurers here. Once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear.
Good lad. Fine young man you've become. Fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. We need to set our sights on future, on things that will improve our lot. Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. It's the hottie in the white pants.
Unnamed NPC.
Alright. To Awful Nerd. A blissful arrival. Alphonse seems satisfied that he and Watt are of one mind. Except.
It seems Whisker has the Saltery security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here can be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Aldine. Apologies for the interruption.
Can we please let that poor bastard in the background put that box down?
Nope. Apologies for the interruption, miss, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Do not feel obliged to wait on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the final details with Watt, and act as intermediary with our business partners in Old Dar. You should go. General Aldin asked that you wait for him by the main gate of the Almegan Quarter. My apologies again, miss. Very well. Run, you little gladiator, run! Probably don't even have enough levels to be a paladin.
Awfully fucking judgmental today, aren't we?
Yep. Hey, buddy. Buddy. Get fucked?
Oh, the 5-foot loading screen.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the
uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilbert in the Crystal Grave's betrayal. Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands,
Huh.
how would you punish these men?
Hell of a throwback.
There's the correct answer for the game, and then there's the correct answer.
Yep. The correct answer is their lives are forfeit.
Yes. But the characters we are playing would not do that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Execution is not the answer.
You would spare these animals. Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me. I bear a share of the blame for Ilbert's atrocities, and I openly supported the cause of Alamigan liberation. He might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father,
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust trust you'll send me on my way.
Don't tell me these two don't just want to bang. When you say a phrase like, ever has my sword been hers to command and ever shall it remain.
Oh, I'm beginning to think you might be right here. Alright, Rauban. Or wait for Bob to get out of the cinematic.
Yes. I'm out of the cinematic now. Talking about Rauban.
I took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Anvold, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of the Anata have arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Vera. These are the Kalanya, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting that they be allowed to attend the council. Lisa's trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kalanya would refuse it out of hand. We had best go see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle.
It's so nice to not do a voice in a conversation occasionally.
Adventure, you've dealt with these Kalanya before. I'll have you to my... Oh, God, where the hell was I going with that?
Where are we going with that accent?
You've dealt with these Kalanya before. I'd have you at my side. Hey. Get fucked.
Fuck you. Fuck.
Oh, wait. Well, do I fit through one of these windows here? Yes, I do. Oh, there's an invisible wall.
Jordan's just leaving.
Well,
It's like, no, I'm off to the next place.
Well, you think about the size of like the city that we get to see from the outside here. I was just curious, how much of it can we actually see? I mean, we don't. We only get
Not enough. Not enough to know they're keeping a primal on the roof. Apparently.
Yep. Holy fucking shit! Where the hell did you come from?
God damn it, Jordan.
Talking to Lise.
Yep. Lisa, Valban, God, it's good to see you.
Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss, but we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Girabania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Anata.
It is our wish, and you are welcome. But we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewellery. You have my word that it will all be returned to you when the meeting is over.
We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. I reckon it's
I think that's
close.
the closest we're going to get to a compromise. And we will have people standing guard.
Aye. Let them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Why do I have a feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst?
Is that a slur, Ralban?
Being a little bit racist. I mean, I get we haven't gotten to the point in the story where we are starting to see the beast tribes as actual people, but still.
Mm-hmm. All right, complete. We get there. A weapon copper.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to open it because I think it's 370, and I think we picked up 400 weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm in it for the appearances.
Mm.
Kind of glad I did. That was badass.
Link it in the chat or equip it so I can. Oh, that is a pretty. I could see you having fun coming up with some glams around that one.
I am, however, going to put my better one back on. All right. Rauban. Turn of the bull. It's the return of the bull. Return of the bull. Not sure if that's before a lot of people's time, but Rauban seems unconvinced by the Kalnia's sincerity. Accept.
Escalonia's and elders' intentions seem at odds with what we know of our tribe. What think you?
I hope even the thrall can learn to compromise. Gotta think of these things as people.
Yep. You believe an understanding can be reached? 'Tis not entirely unheard of. I suppose those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard.
Ramu keeps to the forest, right?
Yep. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. God must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the Scions? I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamegan Quarter. You can go on ahead if you like. My thanks. I will see you in the palace.
You're flying back just to spite the guy on the door, aren't you?
Yep. Adventurers, brought you reinforcements. Anvil told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agree that it would be prudent to call upon Ishtola and Thancred as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not familiar with the Kalanya tribe myself, but Alizé's report would suggest that they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to the other Anata. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy. I imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting is held in the throne room, it would seem wise to have eyes on both inside and outside the palace. Ishtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Aldine inside then.
Oh, you're finally getting a taste of what it felt to be me in Heavensward and most of Stormblood.
Do you know the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city at the top of the stairs. Guard there should have been instructed to let us pass.
With the Scions, General Aldine left orders that you were to be escorted inside. If you'll follow me.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance.
Khan, that's how you say that, okay.
Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question.
Especially you, the cat girl. Wanna bang?
What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king.
Lady in the armor.
Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Why are we here?
Keeping an eye on Blue. On
No, I know why we're here, but
Expertly done. Lise has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game, and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ravenford. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kalyana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
that would be why we're here.
Who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage.
Good shot, Rauban. The hot lady in armor out of here.
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned!
You know, you could just do that move where you explode the entire battlefield again, Rauban.
You don't.
The Kalyana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Alright. Talking to Arenvold.
But they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're
I
stuck.
might have lost Jordan.
No, I'm here. I'm just waiting on the cinematic to finish.
Okay.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Whatever she's about, you best make it quick.
Talking to Arnvald.
Yep.
How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. No, damn it. If I think like this, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light on my side. We can do this. Isn't that right? Use the duty action to deflect to dissipate the Aether Sphere's Lakshmi releases during the battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by an Aether Sphere will result in failure. Alright. Leaving party.
I offer you peace and serenity.
Alright, good to know. The deflect will hit multiple Aether Spheres.
I shall free you from your hate.
Gee, he failed. But none of them reached anyone. God damn it.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
I can't do this. I need Arenvol to start contributing, please. Can I not put that ability on a bar? I'm gonna take the silencers.
You might be able to, if you press P and open up the actions window, you can drag it. Under the actions menu, there's a duties.
I got
option.
it, yeah.
Okay.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
Quickly now, what the primal is. Lise? Can't run away from this. They need us. Stand and fight together. The envoys are in your care, nerd. Surely you do not mean to. Very well. I shall see our guests to safety. still has more. Well, 3 the best of Primal. No, we don't. Painful, misguided children, lay down your weapons. Lay down your heads. Time maneuver.
Spam those buttons.
We did it! We beat her!
Come on, $4. Prove yourself, girl.
While Bob finishes the fight, I'm gonna go get a beverage.
Right, I am in the cutscene now.
I returned.
I'm in the cutscene now.
All right, we did it. We beat her.
I've got voices in this. So.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alameda. Your choice.
Why would you bring them back in here? I am ready to talk to Lise when you are.
Alright, ready to talk to Lise.
Talking to her. Well fought. That was a near thing.
Aye, our stand against the Kalania would have been brief indeed if you had not volunteered for guard duty. We'd have been thwarted as surely as our sentries were. I must have planned this far in advance.
Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... That's my fault. My stupid mistake.
Nay, lass, we were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalania keeping their weapons springs to mind.
I was in favour of them keeping their weapons, so...
A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify the others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence.
Thanks, Tola. Thanks, we'd appreciate the help.
Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing there?
Helping, you fucking idiot. I asked her to come, I mean.
Well, that explains it then.
It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up in is partly to blame for what she became, then as a Megan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people and let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face till that's what it takes.
'Tis a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I'll do what I can to help you reach your destination.
Thank you, awful nerd. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seems ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. They're already in the throne room. They're literally behind him.
I'll see that you're not interrupted. Adventurers, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it.
We should be thanking Fordola is who we should be thanking. Don't tell me they're not setting this up as romantic, because I'll tell you you're wrong. It's called a surprise, you idiot.
Your Grace, there was no word.
Raoul Alden, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
Your Grace.
Raoul, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamiga.
They can't be writing this and not think it doesn't come off as the one. Come on.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor. And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What
What are you laughing at?
She said smile for me. But my on my playlist when I wake up in the mornings, this morning my alarm played Grills for me by Nelly and Paul Wall. And the hook in it is smile for me, Dad. What you looking at? Let me see them grills. So she said smile for me. Just I'm now seeing Nanamo singing grills.
Right, so
Tomorrow you
are
will
you done with the cutscene yet?
fight for the good of all Eorzea.
Not quite yet. Okay.
Alright, I believe I am now out of the cutscene here.
All right, so they can't have been writing that dialogue, not trying to hint at the fact that those two want to bang, right?
Yeah, no, now that we've seen a little more of that dialogue. There's definitely some romantic.
Undertones, should we say?
Yep.
All right, talking to Lise.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
Should be saying the same to Fordola.
Indeed.
You did nothing. So the reason I failed the first couple of times is Arnvold would just stand there, not do anything.
Oh, boo hiss. You're about 5 hours too late, Alphino.
Yeah, right.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. Time to see over the floor to Raoul. He has an important announcement.
The Sultana and I are getting married.
I banged her so hard I shot at the top of her head.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of
Fucking hell, Pippin!
You may be getting on in years, Father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the wool of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
All right, that was definitely flirty. Like no ifs, ands, or buts.
Right?
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
Ready to carry on when you are.
That was unexpected. You seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you're more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch.
Or both, Alphino.
In any event, one thing is certain. Alamiga will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
All right, I'm out of this cutscene.
Alright, talking to Elise. I think it's about time I headed back to Volga's Reach. What's next for all of you?
Alize will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you if you have no objections.
Welcome for company. Adventurers, why don't you come along to the Reach as well once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? On completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the royal menagerie attendant. Access. Nanamo. Fast enough.
Ready to go to Rogger's Reach?
Yep.
Here we go.
They mentioned saying goodbye to the troops. I was wondering if they actually had anything interesting to say, but they didn't.
Of course they didn't. Speaking of, I'm gonna check to see if I can buy my boots or my pants. Right? So I wear my two boots and pants and boots and pantsing.
And boots and pants.
I can buy the pants.
Show me potato salad.
All right, Elise.
Well, here we are again. Alphinaud has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling Palace Grounds with Thancred and Stola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. Honestly, doubted my own ears. So others have said, we're lucky to have our echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep an closer eye on the Calnia. And say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far our kind still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings.
Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times.
In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Brewmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll have to just watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and Matribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of Kalnyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander of far more experience than me. What? The Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Rhalgr's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Ralbarn as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we can stand to learn a lot from him.
Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. Given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends.
I like that. We tend to our promises, which Alamigo blooms. Have you seen the description on that minion?
Detachable arm optional.
Meanwhile,
I do think. All right, Frary.
you like Furry?
Thanks for hanging out. I do give thanks to the Kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But where their generosity ended, without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look so much jetsam. Hey, Kindra, thank you for the raid.
Hey, Kendra. Welcome in.
Let's see this.
Do we even still have this thing? We don't.
That's what I was about to find out.
You think you must have turned it off? How you doing? Oh,
there
there we
it
go.
goes. Nightbot's just being slow.
It just took Nightbot a minute. How you doing, Quindra? What were you playing? Welcome in. Oh. Okay, how are you? Yeah, we're doing all right. My name's Bob. I'm the disembodied voice. That's Jordan there on
Hello.
camera. We are 321 TV. Final Fantasy 14 doing the Moogle event. Yeah, I've been kind of lax on doing that.
Me too.
I've been supposed to be logging in every morning to do like roulette so that I can get my time stones for the gear from the end of Stormblood and get Moogle event. And then I've just not. It's really sad.
I've just been. I don't know. I just haven't had the energy to log in and do anything. I log in and do my Star Trek Online dailies, but
Yeah, that's like 5 minutes.
yeah.
Depending on the daily. I'll have to collect the mounts. Yeah, I really want the Iron Frog mount. He's really cute. I should get on with it because I've got like one Praetorium under my belt. So
Just 7 more to go before you can afford the mount.
yeah. All right. Well, you were Gasetsu, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna get back to the plot. For those of you, we've just we are in the final quest of 4.1. Jordan here has been further in the story. I have not. I haven't read any spoilers or anything. You'll often hear me talking about my predictions and theories and my thoughts on the game as a first-time experiencer.
Indeed.
And thanks for the follow, Kind.
Indeed. Thank you for the follow.
All right.
Why is it not showing up in chat? That's rude of the chat.
Well, follows don't usually show up in chat.
That's true.
All right. Go for it, Gosetsu.
All right. Where were we? But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants.
Does he have a... Couldn't he just walk to the place where he knows Tartaru is?
Yeah, you would think.
All right.
These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads. I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. I wonder if he's afraid of showing up with her in tow.
She definitely doesn't seem to be all like anti-Dolman anymore, does she?
Nope. Just like talking.
Don't tell me I was right. Don't tell me I was right.
Why fate saddled me with this burden, I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side.
Well, clearly not, because he wants to go hang out with Tien, right?
Yep. Come, Suyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea.
Suyu. Just go talk to Tartaru. Have to let though. Got work tomorrow. Have fun with the storyline. Yeah, thank you, Kendra.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, we read the reports. First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy is merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that one of our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean information. Small wonder that the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains, then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. I think I'm going to get really angry soon. All right, that's the end of 4.1.
Indeed.
I do believe.
It is.
Lovely. Shall we just plow on?
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. Tidings from the east.
Lise has tidings to share.
Lise has tidings to share with you. Accept. Adventurers, great timing. I was about to send word to Versailles. I've got lots to tell you. Absolutely spiffing, eh, what? The council has recognised the resistance of our standing army, and I expect you can guess he's been appointed commander. Suffice to say, we're in good hand.
Jesus,
Why the fuck is everyone being so cold to Rauban now? You don't have an arm. You're disabled. We're all ableist pricks.
That's why. They're all being ableist pricks.
Yeah. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helm does wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made. We have you and the Sultana to thank for it. If you two hadn't worked your magic, he'd never have contemplated following his heart.
But his heart was to
also
go to
did.
Ul'dah with the Sultana.
But- Yeah, I do feel like they cornered him a bit, don't you?
Yep.
The council has also decreed that we're to maintain a presence at Ralga's Reach. Lisa will continue to lead our forces in the fringes, job she's been doing tirelessly. A bit too tirelessly, might some say. We're consistently having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration. And I always get up again. Anyway, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now, and not after our latest brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kalyana, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader. It's Shanti's daughter. You know, the half-dead one. For whatever reason, Rakanya thought she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like I've been reaching out to Fordola. She still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. Maybe the odd grunt, but at least she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. Ah, it's awful, nerd.
Oh, hey. There you are.
Awful nerd. Not awful nerd. Is everything alright? Let me do that again, I'm sorry. Awful nerd. The better one. Is everything alright?
How was that?
We've received word from Tartaru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that, she didn't say. Only that we should come to Kugani right away.
I'd mind to take the two of us to set forth together, but Alze is determined to make it a party of 3.
Can we make it a party of 2, just minus you? As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed, and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands.
Worry not, sister. I've quite given up trying to convince you. Whether it be 2 or 3, we should depart as soon as possible. You'll be joining us, I trust.
If you're going to be there, I'll make my own way. Huh. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll just have to settle for cheering on from afar. Good luck with whatever it turns out to be.
Thank you, Lise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be of even tangential concern to Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then. Hancock and Tartaru await us in the Ruby Bazaar offices. 5-foot loading screens that I can't tell them to get fucked over. That's the most disappointing part.
I'm firing up the teleport.
Obliged.
Did we get a new title finishing?
Oh, we got Rauban's left arm.
Yeah, not not about to be an ableist prick. I think the one I was looking for was the Liberator. We got one for the main campaign. 5 foot loading screen.
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugari and Soroban are also involved.
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies. Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course. Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Gallian embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months. So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor. Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugane to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual. The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu. I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her. We all did.
But did we though?
For Gosetsu, yes. Well, no, we didn't. But
I presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value.
The fact is, the Gallians have no knowledge of what took place at Doma Castle.
They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu.
what's your choice here, Jordan?
But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled roving samurai? I dare say that thickens the blow.
Let's see what our choices are.
Setsu, he's alive.
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Have you informed Lord Ian?
You're smarmy fuck, aren't you, Hancock?
We all like to believe the old pair survived.
Yes, that's why I've been playing him as the smarmy fuck.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day.
Oh, do we find? Are we positive and say we'll find Gosetsu together, or we're not sure what we'd do if we saw Yatsuyu again?
Your choice on this one.
Yes, we'll find Gosetsu together.
All right.
Thank you. If Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear. Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not. But I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garlean's movements
Fucking
and
smart.
more besides.
The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hanmachi. From its from its shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kagani as ultimately as he. One of the finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. I'll give Sorban a hand. If he's providing us a ship, the least we can do is provide provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, then, let us seek out the information at Sanjo Hanamachi. Not gonna lie, it makes me just kind of want hibachi.
Yeah. So we're going out with some friends to dinner on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been, well, like late lunch probably. And we've been trying to choose where to go. And the two places that came up was an Indian joint and a Korean barbecue place.
Mm-hmm.
Korean barbecue's like hot pot place.
Yep.
I've been trying to convince my wife to go out for Korean barbecue for quite a while now. And every time I try to, she's like, yeah, I don't know. This time I send her the link, she's like, yeah, I'm quite interested in that. I'm like, woman.
Alright, the Yakuza district, I think, is the closest.
Bear in mind, it's already 6:22.
Oh.
So...
Let us leave off here, then.
Yeah, we should probably leave it off here. I will start looking for a raid target.
Right. Thank you, everyone who came in and checked us out. Thank you, Kindra, for the raid and the follow. Please make sure you follow us here. We try to stream regularly Mondays and Fridays about 4:30. We've been doing it a little earlier with the summertime because I have got the free time to do it. Maybe a couple extra surprise streams. So follow us here to make sure you know when we're going live. You can also follow us on any of the 4 major microblogging platforms because we post every time we go live over there as well. On Twitter, we are 321 Podcast. On Blue Sky, we are 321tv.bsky.social. On Threads, we are at 321_tv.live. And on Mastodon, on the mastodon.social server, we are at 321_tv. You can also go check out past plays of games we played and streams we've done over on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/321_Y_T. So go check out all the cool content over there. And our wee little merch shop. Hoodies, sweatpants, basketball shorts, polos, stickers, water bottles, those kind of things.
Etc.
321-tv-shop.fourthwall.com.
Yeah. Alright, so as people who have watched the channel for a while may know, Kindra and their raiders may not. We don't just do Final Fantasy 14 content here. We do quite a few MMOs, one of which is Star Trek Online. And we are going to go raid someone who is playing Star Trek Online. We're going to go raid Jazzy Cat.
Hey, Jazzy Cats, we haven't raided her in a while.
The reason why we're going to go raid Jazzy Cat is they are not only doing the summer event, they have very specifically put in their title, no Strange New World spoilers. So for those of you who didn't know, the third season of Strange New Worlds came out today. There will be no spoiler talk of it here, because I'm going to wait and watch it all in one block when it comes out, when it's all out. If I'm honest, because that's how I like to consume my content nowadays.
And no spoiler talk over here, because I've got 1,001 other things I need to watch before I can catch up and watch season 2 of Stranger Things. Not Stranger Things, Strange New Worlds.
So yes, we're going to go raid Jazzy Cat.
Alrighty then.
So go ahead and take us out, Jordan.
Alright. Take you out as we always do, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and all those beyond that spectrum. In the words of the 16th president of these here United States, Abraham Lincoln, please be excellent to each other and party on non-gender specific honorifics, and we will see you
Next time.
Peace.
Peace.